Hi, I'm Matthew,
I'm Tina.
and we're your student PHNs. We're doing a windshield survey on the greater San Fernando Valley area, but we're primarily going to focus on Chatsworth and Northridge, some Winnetka in there. So near the Northridge Fashion Center, we have many different types of restaurants. There's small places for people to stop by like Jamba Juice, Starbucks, Cold Stone, or Freshie. We have a Western Bagel that many people like to go to in the morning for breakfast before they go to work, along with many different shops here and there. And we also have this place called Super King that is actually a very popular grocery store that many people go to because of their variety of ethnicities when it comes to food and products. So right next door is this place called Serious Cycling where they actually sell very high-end biking products that actually speaks very highly to the affluence of the surrounding area. Speaking about cycling, we actually have a lot of bike lanes in this part of the neighborhood. It's very important for means of transportation for people to and from work for home. And if you're not biking, well, there is no shortage of cars or parking spots for cars. A lot of people in the area actually drive to commute. And if you aren't driving or biking, then you're either taking the train or taking the bus to get around. So this is actually the Northridge Fashion Plaza. This is where a lot of people come to hang out, eat, get food, drinks. You got a lot of high schoolers, you got teens and Tina, and we have the movie theater right here. You would have never even guessed it, but this is actually the foot traffic on the middle of a day on a Wednesday afternoon, so this area is actually very popular. So public health nurses actually do a very good job of this area of keeping it filled with healthy food, drinking options, public restrooms, and potable water. I'm so thirsty. Clean. So inside the mall, there's actually a lot of diversity in terms of stores and people and advertisements, of course. So we actually have an advertisement here for the gym, for a church, for an orthodontist, and surprisingly enough, for recruitment into the Marines. So outside of the mall, they actually have systems set up for ride shares like Lyft or Uber, and they also have electric stations for electric cars. We also noted that a lot of the houses in the neighborhood has solar panels, so outside we did notice that there was a lot of trash. Public health nurses can implement primary prevention strategies by including more trash cans out in public. So in addition to this, we noticed that there were a variety of industrial buildings spread throughout, and there were also some signs of gentrification. Yeah, so mom and pop shops, there used to be a little bar, a liquor store, a lot of things like that. As it turns out, they're tearing a lot of them down to replace them with newer stuff like a Starbucks, a Jack in the Box, some kind of grocery store, and I know that they're putting in a big hotel behind it. I believe it's a Hilton. As you go more inland into the San Fernando Valley, you do notice that there is a little bit more poverty throughout. You see more fast food, more 7-Elevens, food trucks as available options for food. A lot of these places do accept food stamps, EBT, things like that. You do notice more billboards for strip clubs and in general more signs for liquor stores. But when you're not finding yourself in the small pockets of poverty throughout, you find yourself among a neighborhood with green yards, nice churches, some apartments. You also see the County of Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services, you have the Social Security Administration, and in general you'll see a rise in government offices. The great thing about this area is that you do find a lot of health services such as dentists, you have optometrists, doctors, things like that. Many schools, you have this Green Gables Elementary School, you have the Winnetka Avenue School, you also have El Camino High School down the street, you have a fire station, many events at the Recreation Center at Winnetka Park, and outside you actually see that the neighborhood is very lively. Overall, even with the pockets of poverty and gentrification throughout, it's interesting enough that you do not see a lot of homelessness throughout the area, as the PHN nurses are likely doing their job in redirecting this population toward housing communities.